Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back once again in Island 12, working today, continuing on with our tree island. Now I've been really busy this week, so this is a little bit of a shorter episode today. Next week obviously is the last week of the tree build, so I got a lot of work ahead of me for this next week to try and get this build complete for next week's episode. If we don't quite finish it in time, then I may just have a little extra video that comes out the week after just to finish that off before we work on the next episode. Because these videos do come out on a Tuesday, that does give me time before the end of the week to kind of get a second episode out if I'm running a little bit short on time, which is always awesome. So you may get 2 videos next week if that happens. But for now, we're going to be working on some of these stores, some of the shop fronts for this tree, which is obviously the marketplace for the valley. Now we don't get too much done today, we get about 4 stores, but I wanted to explore the possibility of double-decker, so having 2 levels of stores down on this ground market area. So this is the main market area, the larger area that goes all the way around the tree, and then if you look up we have 2 or 3 smaller market areas for the richer clients and the richer merchants up there. But I feel like there's not going to be enough stores down here if we just do one singular layer. So I wanted to kind of have a few upper stores as well, so you can kind of climb up some ladders and have a second tier of stores up there. I just thought it would, add a second kind of dimension to kind of like a 3D effect to this, more like a tiered effect. Trying to explain what this is going to look like, it's kind of difficult. More like a tiered kind of cake, if that makes sense. So we're going to have 2 main layers, hopefully wrapping around the side. So that's why this takes so long to build. Obviously I didn't have too much time this week to start working on this, so we only get a few of the stores in today's episode complete, but you're going to be getting the kind of feel of what I'm going for here. We're not actually getting any of the actual like the merchandise in there today. We're just doing the kind of shells, and then once all the shells of the buildings are complete, hopefully by next week we can go back in and add like kind of checkout areas and kind of try and put a little bit of merchandise in there. It's going to be quite difficult because we're quite limited on small little bits and pieces that we can actually add in this game. We have some pots and stuff like that we can add. Maybe we can try and make some sort of fruit or something along them lines with some of the pieces that we have, but yeah, it's also hard to tell what sort of stuff these people would be selling at this point as well, because obviously this is kind of like a fantasy place. We don't know whether they have the same sort of stuff that we would in obviously our planet and our marketplaces and all that kind of stuff. So because I haven't written anything for the kind of stuff that would be sold in this area, it's going to be quite difficult to come up with the stuff to put in these stores, but we're going to try our best to fill these stores up as much as we can. So as you can see, we got about 2 stores done already, and then I wanted a kind of open area as well where we could put some of the smaller little pre-made market stalls, because Planet Coaster does give us a few little market stalls already made, kind of like little carts that can be pushed around and brought out to here when the market's open and all that cool stuff. So I wanted to have a little zone where all of those kind of push around stalls could be placed. So that is what we're doing right here, I believe. Actually no, that's going to be the next store. This is another smaller store, more of a boxy shaped store, much like the first one that we did on the corner there. Obviously that first corner building goes right next to the stairs entrance, so we had to kind of make that a bit of an awkward shape to kind of fit that into that corner, because if we'd done a square building on that corner, it would have kind of pushed all of the other ones into like a weird slice of cake shape little area. So we had to kind of make, if we made the first one the triangle shape that it is, then it gave us a better shape for the rest of these market stalls right here. So this is another little square one. I didn't do too much detail on that one for now because I was planning ahead with what was going to be going on above. So this is the one I was talking about a minute ago where we put some of the pre-made market stalls in there. We will go back and change colors up and stuff like that. It's a little bit weird because these don't really match. There's one that's like a flour store, one that sells cheese and bread, and the other one's like an alcohol barrel, I think. So they don't really fit too well, but they're like the best things that Planet Coaster gives us for market. So I just thought, why not use the pieces that we've already been given for a little bit of the marketplace here. Just kind of made sense. So because I wanted to keep that open as well, I didn't want to put a roof on that area, I decided to add a little bridge across, so people that are up on the top tier can just cross that bridge and move on to the next upper store that's going to be over there. So we used the bridge from the adventure pack. Now I think we're probably going to start using a lot more pieces from the adventure pack. I'm slowly checking out those pieces and trying to use those. We used a lot of them in the first island for the brickwork on the main tower, the castle over there. So we're starting to use them here as well for the bridge. I think these bridges are probably going to be what we use as well to connect all of the islands up. If they don't work, we'll have to make them ourselves, I suppose, but that's going to be quite difficult. So I am looking to use these bridges, these pre-made bridges as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that one works out. But as you can see, we've now connected these two sides up, which looks pretty cool, and we're going to start working on the upper buildings of these few stalls right here. So this is pretty much all we got done in today's episode. We are going to finish off the top of these few little buildings right here and get the stairs in place as well down the right hand side. Once that's done, that's pretty much all we got done in this week. Like I said, I didn't get too much time to build this week. I've been really busy with work and other projects and stuff outside of YouTube, so I got to crack down and try and get a lot more building done next week. I've also got to start thinking about what the next island's going to be and how that's going to look, and obviously I'm going to have to start doing some concept work for that as well, because once this island is complete, we're going to be having a brand new concept art for the next island as well, which is going to be pretty cool because we've not had one for a couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well. So yeah, we're coming up to the end of the video here. I believe we have another minute or so to go. So thank you very much for watching. Like I said, I'm sorry it's a shorter video this week. Next week we should be back with a much longer video, and thank you very much for watching. Remember to leave a like, feel free to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and of course I will see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of the video and a little bit of slow-mo at the end of the video. Bye bye.